Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of the video podcast coming to you from figuredrawingonline.com. This one is on facial features. I will very briefly speak about four main features, and that's the eye, the nose, the mouth and the ear. In terms of the eye, probably the single most important fact to remember is that the eye is essentially a ball. Which means that according to the traditional lighting coming from the left and above, the lighting of the eye will follow that. Of course, where the light and the dark meets, that's where the strongest contrast is. So that's in terms of shading, but in terms of massing, you need to remember that everything related to the eye is actually related to the ball. So pretty much the eyelids, the eyelids are essentially just a surface that is put on the ball. So they would follow the structure and the look of the ball. You need to kind of indicate that they're coming from behind a corner. In order to make it more plastic, more kind of with a bit of a depth. Another important part to remember is that the upper lid has a down plane, which is turned away from the light, and it has an up plane. The lower lid has an up plane, which is facing the light. So the interplay of light shade gives you the plasticity of the eye. The corners of the eye are another good place where the suggestion of a rounded shape can be enhanced by a little bit of shading. And of course, in the eye itself we have the iris, and inside of that we have the pupil, which completes the structure of the eye itself. You don't necessarily have to put in the eyelashes. If you create a little bit of a cast shadow over the eye, it will actually create the illusion of the eyelashes to an extent, of course. Above the eye, of course, we have the eyebrows. And below there's the bit called the tea bag, which isn't really generating any tears, but that's what it's called. Above, to the right, above the eye, we have this shape that often gets pushed out, and that is done by the bony structure, which is coming from the underlying skull. So it's important to know the structure of the skull in order to be able to draw the facial features and the head itself. Alright, so that's about the lowdown on the eye. The nose, the simplest way how to draw a nose is actually a series of three balls that will correspond to the middle bit of the nose and the two wings that are on the side. That's the simplest way how to mask. Of course, the nose itself, there's a bit more to it. In the side view, if that's the forehead, just below there we have a down plane, which is always, according to the traditional lighting, of course, coming from the upper left, will have a bit of a shade. So that's that bit there. Now the underlying structure, if we just quickly indicate the skull underneath, the bony bit actually ends there, somewhere halfway in the nose, and it's often indicated by a shape on the outside. Past that point, it's called a nasal angle. The angle actually changes where only the cartilage remains, so there will be a bit of a hump in the nose. What else can we say? That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously with age, that angle becomes stronger. You might have seen it in older people. I'm just putting the eye here. That will be in the profile. Again, I will make sure that this looks like it's coming from around the corner. This fleshy bit here is just up here. Eyebrows about that. And the tear bag here is just below there. I will indicate with shading that the light coming from up and from above and from the left has this kind of lends this kind of modeling to the eye. All right, the next bit that we can mention is the mouth. The construction of the mouth really is, we talk about lobes, which are the fleshy bits that construct the mouth. The upper lip has 3, one on the left, one on the middle, one on the right. The lower lip has 2. Obviously, when you put them into perspective, they will create, they will be more pronounced. I'm just putting in a quick nose here above. So the lobes will actually, the lobes are the one that create this kind of a structure and the curvature that you can see in the profile. Under the nose, I'll just continue with this one here. Of course, you've got the similar shape. The shading will support that. It's important not to do too much hard shading under the nose, as that can destroy the illusion. The next bit that I can mention perhaps is the ear. Now the ear pretty much has some of its features work in pairs, and I will just explain in a second what I mean by that. Let me just quickly sketch this in. Okay, the one, the outside cartilage. So this is the hair here, and the face is that way. This is the back of the skull. So the outside cartilage is called helix. The inner part of the ear is called antihelix. Antihelix. This bit here is called the tragus. The next one to it is antitragus. The bit inside is called concha, which is this bit here, and of course below we have the lobe that everybody knows. It's important to just remember that the ear essentially is an instrument of hearing, so its function is to be a funnel that will funnel the sound inside of the channel. Another important part probably that I can just quickly mention is if you draw a face from 3/4 behind and you put in an ear, it's important not to forget the cartilage bit that is just there, which helps to complete the illusion that you're looking at somebody from the back. And that's about it really. The only other thing that I would like to mention is, and this will help you a lot in positioning the facial features, and I will explain just in a second, is that, just a very quick sketch, the bottom of the nose, the bottom of the ear, and the bottom of the occipital, protuberance of the occipital of the skull, roughly lie on the same level. Now this is important when you draw a head in perspective, and you need to position, you need to find out where to place the ear. So for example, that's the eyes there, the eyebrows, and that's how it is. Now if you run these lines on a cylinder, you will get the ear just about there. So it does allow you to position the facial features correctly in perspective. So remember that the nose, bottom of the nose, bottom of the ear, and the occipital protuberance are all roughly on the same level. Alright, hopefully you'll find this helpful, and thank you very much for watching. And this was the 13th episode of video podcasts on how to draw the figure, coming to you from figuredrawingonline.com. For the full lecture on the facial features, that runs for about an hour and a half plus minus, you will need to go to www.figuredrawingonline.com and purchase the lecture. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.